AFB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, your home of pure rugby league. I hope you all. Thank you again for tuning in, for joining in. This video here is going to be about props. The very last one, actually. This is a very tough video to make because in terms of analysing what the Warriors have in terms of that position, it's quite... it's a tough one. DJ, hit that intro. Alright guys, hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Whether you be eating, driving, resting, relaxing, sleeping, let me be your host for today. Warriors, props, Adam Blake, Tohu Harris, apparently Mitch Barnett, Jazz Tavanga on the odd occasion, Bunty Arfoa, Tom Ale. Potentially, I don't know, someone else. You get my point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very tough position to talk about. Normally in the NRL, you have very well established front rowers. Different teams come to mind, I'm sure. The likes of the Storm, the Roosters, right, the Broncos. You can even go as to say the Raiders, for example. Cowboys. Teams that just have a solid front row selection from the start to the bench. Warriors, on the other hand, unfortunately, in my opinion, very tough task to sort of navigate through because I just don't think it's good enough. Now, I mentioned him before, Adam Blake. In my opinion, in terms of front row, in terms of being a forward, he's generally the heavy lifter, so to speak. Somebody who you can rely on to make a lot of meters, per se. Big hits, big runs, all those things there. However, on his own, it's been a bit of a struggle. Now, granted, last year the Warriors, he had Matt Lodge there, and there was a little bit of a 1-2 going on that I thought was really good. Obviously, lo and behold, it's just not the case anymore. Mitch Barnett, we saw him in the trial there against the Storm. In my opinion, I loved what he delivered. A lot of heart, definitely, but do I see him in that spot there long-term wise? Probably not. Again, Warriors, I think, have put themselves in a bit of a pickle here, particularly with Mitch Barnett, particularly with Tohu Harris. What's the coach going to do? Now, Tohu Harris obviously is another player you can put in prop. He can play the three positions, even 5'8", if you know what I mean. Like if you want to be 5'8", you put him there. Get what I mean. He's the jack of all trades. On a serious note, though, however, you have to arguably put him there. But then the only issue of Tohu Harris being there is it is a tough position. I'm not saying he's not tough, but in terms of what his body can endure, that's another thing. You might be a tough player, but sometimes your body is just, you know what I mean? Like your body's just like, you know, it's just like, come on, dude. I'm sick and tired of having people who are plus 110 kgs running at me every single day of my life. You know, like that type of thing. So that's the sort of thing you got to look at with Tohu Harris and why I think he's probably better off being a second row. Now, granted, you can look at me and say he's better off being a prop, and I get what you mean. Don't get me wrong. But the only issue is that when you put him prop, I just almost think like you miss out on some other things, particularly him being a second rower. Also, as well, like I said, perhaps injury. You know, he's had a few injuries, a few knocks at the head, if you will. I'm not saying it happened primarily at prop, but you get what I mean. Now, the other thing as well is having Bunty R4. Love Bunty from the back fence R4. Obviously comes as a good benchman. Nothing wrong with that. And for me though, I just think we still need another tag team partner from him, ultimately, right? And I think that's where I'm heading towards. Is I'm still concluding that the best positional pairing, the best prop pairing, is Adam Blake and Tohu Harris, right? But I just feel like for me, Adam Blake deserves another partner, who's going to give as much as he does. Because on the odd night, particularly if Tohu Harris is injured, it's going to be Adam Blake literally running the ball. And I'm not taking anything away from the other forwards. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that Adam Blake finds himself sometimes just doing a lot of the work on his own. He's that lone battering ram, and I just don't think it's good enough in my opinion. I think he needs a bit of help. And granted, I love seeing him run the ball and stuff, but, like I said, I touched on it before. You got Tom Ale Again, he's somebody who's sort of risen up as well, right? Particularly in the trial game against the Tigers, albeit a little bit quiet against the Storm, but that may be due to different sort of time management, if you will. However, he's another one too that comes to mind. Could he be a starter? Possibly. Right, I threw in Jazz Tavanga. Again, prop, bench, in my opinion, if you're going to put him as a prop. But like I said, I think the conclusion is Warriors just need a tag team partner for Innocent or Blake. You know what I mean? And then you can feel comfortable putting in Afua and Ale. Toy Harris, sure, but I wouldn't put him near the prop position this year, in my opinion. Unless you're going to bring in Ale in quicker. Have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a bit of a no for me. Anyway, that's me there done for now. What are your thoughts? Innocent or Blake, who should he pair up with? We all know it's Toy Harris, but if it's not Toy Harris, then I'd have Tom Ale there. But then again, experience is key. A lot of questions, in my opinion. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. And just remember,